Hello everybody and welcome back to Theme Park Coastin and a very exciting video on the channel, as today we're over here at Orlando, Florida to head to the world famous Islands of Adventure, and I am honestly so excited for today. Haven't visited this park since 2016 and since then there's been so many amazing attractions coming here. But with me today we have got no other than Adam, Derek, my parents as well as Jane's family, who will be joining us very shortly. But are you excited for today?
Oh, you know what, it's so good to finally be back at this park. Of course, as you said, our last time was back in 2016 and I didn't really do anything here. I can't remember anything at this park, so everything's pretty much new to me here. And of course as well, get my 200 credits, it's going to be pretty cool. And also as well, just getting a ride like Jurassic World Velocicoaster, which looks like an incredible intimate launch coaster. Also as well, incredible Hulk looks amazing. Along with that, also Hagrid's Natural Creatures Metal Adventure also looks amazing, which I think is my 200 coaster. So
it's going to be pretty cool
also,
indeed.
The theming here is like, well,
and yeah, exactly. Similar to Disney, they put so much effort into the park, and you can instantly tell that when you make your way through CityWalk down there. All the immersive theming and shops and restaurants, it really is a full day over here at the parks. And of course, there's not only one park, but also two, the main Universal Studios Orlando being just down there. However, unfortunately, on this trip, we will not get the opportunity to be able to head in there. However, we're so excited to be able to get in this park, experience all the rides, and so much more. So with no further ado, let's get to the ticket office, get our tickets for the park, and then head into Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. And here we now are within the park gates and heading towards our first attraction, the one and the only Velocicoaster. And wow, am I excited for today. But even better than that world-class ride, we are joined by JAYDEN himself. And are you excited for your day, your first ever day at Universal's Islands of Adventure?
Very. I've never, well, obviously I've never been before. I went to the other park though last Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see this ride because it's like in a load of people's top 10. So.
I know, it's a very famous ride and it does look absolutely incredible. And looking at it right now, it looks better than it looks in any single photos. Themed towards Jurassic World and built by Mack as one of their multi-launch coasters. It is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I've got a feeling it might even be on number one. At the moment, currently standing at is Steel Vengeance, which we did do earlier this trip. However, I love theming and I love great coasters, and that ride has both of them combined. But you excited for Velocicoaster?
You know, I'm actually excited for it. Of course, earlier this year we actually did Maverick, which was the first intimate multi-launch coaster. And, you know, now it's going to be pretty cool to get on this because, you know, it's like the new generation Vekoma. And it does look very smooth actually. It's going to be pretty cool to get on it. I'm not sure how it's going to rank because currently Steel Vengeance is number one. So it's going to be Steel Vengeance, not too sure. But, you know, it still is very good.
But the thing is, it has the possibility.
It does. It's a slight possibility, but it does have that.
And especially for us, because we're very theming people, we do love a good themed ride. There's no better theme than a prehistoric Jurassic World journey. So I'm so excited to get in the queue for this ride once the rope does drop and head over towards it. Oh, it's going to be incredible. Velocicoaster, here we go. Oh, so excited.
Up to the other side of the lockers. So hold on to your ticket. Homes, loose change, and smaller items. Guests who cannot secure all this.
We've just completed Velocicoaster, and what can I say? That was such an enjoyable attraction. So thrilling, so fun, and so amazing. However, I do have to be honest with you guys, it wasn't as good as I expected. I came to the ride and, you know, thinking it was going to be as good, if not better than Steel Vengeance, and definitely a world-class attraction. And do not get me wrong, it was a world-class attraction. I think it definitely deserves that category. The queue line is unbelievable. Those animatronics were just crazy. But the ride itself, I think I hyped it up way too much for going on there. That was fun. And I don't think it's world-class. I think it's just I think it's like middle bottom low class sort of thing.
I would say so.
Yeah.
We actually got the back row, which is usually going to be the best way for airtime. I feel that's the one place it really lacked in. I was expecting for it to have tons of airtime. Everyone was saying, oh yeah, it's incredible, it's phenomenal. In my opinion, it's still a very good coaster. Definitely top 10 worthy, but it's just not what I was expecting for it to be. I do prefer rides like 355 Carowinds and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the theming,
I think
you can get over how well themed.
Yeah, I think some are 5 and we're out into a very well themed area. But Jayden, it is your first world-class coaster. How did you find it?
It was very, very good. It was incredible, definitely my number one. But I just think it was the exact same as I thought it'd be. I think it wasn't better than I thought.
You hoped it was going to be better, but it's the same.
Most rides I do that turn out to my number one are better than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, it wasn't as amazing as I thought. The airtime, I thought there'd be more.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic coaster. I see why it's worldwide. I see why people love it, and I do think it's fantastic.
Yeah, again, we say this, but of course we come into the park, we watch an awful lot of it. That's kind of our first time. We watch an awful lot of videos of these attractions, so we expected to be the top of the game and what we expect. So when coming here, as everyone's sitting there number 3, we're like, it's going to be amazing, and that's why we're a bit underwhelmed. However, I think if we do it again later, especially at a night ride, we can give a true honest opinion. But I do pride myself to being as honest as I can in this channel. I want to give you a full honest review for my eyes. Now, of course, everyone has different opinions. Some people will say it's the worst ride I've ever done, some the best ride I've ever done.
I don't think anyone says it's the worst.
No, true. Unless you're scared of launches and heights and awesome elements, maybe it will be worse.
And good fun.
And good fun, yeah. If you forget all that, it will be worse. However, in my eyes, it was top 5, I'd probably say, around.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely top 10. I mean, I think you enjoyed it a little bit more than me. I still really enjoyed it, but it just didn't live up to what I was expecting for it to be as a coaster in general. Because Intamin's are great, and you know, I do prefer Maverick and Cedar Point probably. And as much as I'm more of a theming person, you guys will know that by now. It just wasn't what I was expecting, to be honest. But it was still very, very good, and it's definitely a very, very solid coaster.
Yeah, exactly. But talking about solid coasters and solid land, we are now over here in Hogsmeade, the Harry Potter land of Islands of Adventure. And about to have our second ride of the day, Harry Potter Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure. And despite having one of the longest names for a ride, it does look pretty good, and it's got a 130-minute queue apparently, meaning that it could be quite long. However, we go to a lot of theme parks, and we don't believe that. So we're going to jump in the queue. Fingers crossed, I'm going to take us to lunchtime. However, I am honestly so excited for this ride, as I don't think it has the thrills that Velocicoaster has, but I think it's definitely got the fun. And looking at this, the theming too.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh my god, that ride was truly magical. Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure, whatever it is such a good fun ride. For starters, queuing up, it was not an hour and 30 minutes, it was actually around 70, I'm gonna guess. It was around 70 minutes or whatever. And then, after queuing up in that queue line, which is highly thin, it's a bit boring at times because it's like the same thing, quite repetitive. It's not like Disney queue lines, but still well themed, an awesome pre-shows like that. You've got to board a car in either the sidecar or on the motorbike, both of which are equipped with some really loose lap bars, providing an awful lot of airtime. Before you know it, you have been heading around a track mega fast, airtime hills, turns, and our spoiler alert right now, drops, rollbacks, and so much more. All around, it's amazing. Harry Potter inspired theming with animatronics. Oh, that ride was truly phenomenal. I've got to say, without a shadow of doubt in my mind, for me, that beats Velocicoaster over there. That ride was phenomenal, and I think, to be honest, I'm debating whether that's better than Fury, so it could be the number 2 spot for me that ride. I find it hard to beat Steel Vengeance, but that was amazing. Such good feeling, the best themed rollers I've ever been on, and yeah, I was quite truly blown away by that ride there. That was absolutely phenomenal, and I know you were too, Jade. How did you find it?
I agree with you. I think it's better than Velocicoaster too. I think the problem is with Velocicoaster is overhyped. With that one, I never heard much.
Problem with 10-hour opening day queue.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I heard about that, but I haven't actually seen. I haven't seen much of Hagrid, right? I've seen so much of Velocicoaster. Don't get me wrong, Velocicoaster is incredible. It is still an incredible ride, but I just think Hagrid's had more airtime. The cars was more funky, and the theming was incredible. It has everything I would want on the road.
Exactly, it really does. It is such a good attraction. And Oz, you were brave enough to ride too. You were a true wizard, I would say, riding that one. In case you love Harry Potter, I know you're eating right now, but I know you enjoyed that one too. It was a really good ride, honestly. To get yourself down here, I would recommend anywhere up to around a 2-hour queue for it, to be honest. Find a time in your day, but as I always say, never trust the queue times. To be honest, I go to park sometimes without even looking at it, because most of the times it's wrong, sometimes it's right, but very, very rarely, and quite often at theme parks, this is a Tom tip, what we do is at the end of the day, because the staff can't go home until they offload the whole car at most parks. So parks like this, if you get in the queue 5 minutes before, you can go on the ride, so that's a good tip there. However, the reason what they do then is they make queue times even longer, so you're less inclined to join the queue line, meaning it's a shorter queue for them, meaning they go home early. So there's lots of little tricks that happen all throughout the day at certain times. If one's got a lunch break, they change it around, and it all works like that. So to be honest, there's obviously an element of have a rough guide by it, but if I was you guys, I'd have watch some videos before you come along, work out how long the queues are, and like I say, we always inform you how long the queues are, and then go from there. But if you want to do a ride and you walk towards it, it's better to go on it than walk back if you don't know the queue line. So that's just my little tip there for you guys. Nevertheless, it still was an amazing ride, and I'd wait for it again and again and again. And we even walked into the queue line for it as well to get some footage on my phone for you guys. And I do apologise for that quality too, because you can't bring your cameras inside of any queue lines over here at the park, making getting clips incredibly hard to do. But I try my best on my phone to get it for you guys. Right now, however, we are continuing our day with a good old family ride, and I think we may have hyped this one up a little bit too much for Jayden too, but this is Popeyes, and last time we came, no word of a lie, we got absolutely drenched. So every single time we went on any water slide or wet ride, we went, you wait to Popeyes, you wait to Popeyes, you wait to Popeyes. But it's all like boiling hot right now, so I don't do it, but
It's so hot, it's crazy.
I think we may have hyped it a bit too much. However, we may not have done it, we may get absolutely drenched, and we just have to wait to find out. So after we head under the incredible Hulk, which we'll be doing very shortly, look at that go.
Huge bucket list.
And now we've done very shortly too. We will see you at our next attraction, Popeyes.
And blue toast.
Yeah, so I don't think I need to describe how wet you get on Popeye's barges. That ride has plain down gonna be the wettest rapids ride on the planet. I didn't think it was gonna be wet, and it was soaking. I mean, even the biggest drops that you thought were gonna get you wet didn't get you wet, but then the smallest drops got you soaked. It was just crazy, non-stop water spraying in every direction, rapid turns, big, just, oh, bonkers that ride is. Absolutely bonkers. And I know, Jayden, you also are pretty soaked on that ride. Yep. Was it as bad as you thought it was going to be? Worse or the same? Or?
I think, again, the same. I've lost the same. I watched the POV, and on like the main drop, it just went all on your boat, where ours just kind of just did a little splash.
Yeah, so maybe you got lucky over sitting, maybe.
Don't get me wrong, all before that was just full on, all going on in your boat.
Yeah, you're up the lift till you get water sprayed at you.
Feet are scrunched.
I literally don't think we could be any more wet.
No.
I can't imagine being any wetter now. I mean, like, it's like you stringe a t-shirt and it's soaking. But yeah, it was absolutely bonkers. And Adam, you said yesterday you were at a water park and you were wet. This is better than a water park.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, I said wet, but literally, it's nearly close to it. It's like, you get absolutely drenched on it. It's good fun, but like, seriously, like, oh my god, you literally drenched it. I'd personally spend changing clothes, to be honest, even though we didn't. So the only price we didn't.
So the rest of Jane's family did, and my mum did. So they're going to get changed right now while we do the next ride. But yeah, if you're coming over to a Universal Islands adventure on a hot day, 15-minute queue, and it was boiling today, about 15-minute queue. On that ride, trust me, you'll cool down before you can say Popeye. That is absolutely crazy. However, we are not stopping right now on our day, as we've still got so many more rides and attractions to get on. with one of them being right in front of me, the incredible Hulk. And I have done this ride before. This was the big one when I came back in 2016.
I've seen it before.
Have you seen it before? But now us four are going to get a chance to jump onto that ride there, experience the many amazing elements it has to offer.
To last,
And three, yes, I know.
We've done every other module apart from sit down, and our last good family in China, so that's pretty hard to get, but it's our second to last one, which is pretty cool.
So, it's going to be good though, isn't it? Look at it. It looks amazing. We're going to be walking down towards the queue, and once again, similar to all the queue lines here, you can't bring metal into them, meaning I can't bring my camera into them. Therefore, when we jump into the queue line, I'll mention some of the tips to get out, but I'll not be able to show you any of the cool theming inside. It looks like it's got a reasonable queue, and it definitely is an incredible ride. Incredible Hulk, was believe it or not, incredible. That ride back there, it may not look like a lot with such new rides as Velocicoaster and Hagrid Motorbike Journey, whatever it's called, over here at the park, but it definitely packs a punch. For starters, the queue line is really awesome. Being able to walk around the whole experimental area, once again, makes you feel as if you are entering into the storyline. The cars are good. Wish I had lap bars, I've got to say. But the launch, the turns, the inversions, everything about the ride is absolutely phenomenal. And what I also love as well is that even after you do that initial world famous loop as well as the inversions, you then do another load behind. And you don't often realise that, but you do another load. And I think despite, unfortunately, the only negative, the audio on the ride wasn't loud enough, because I would have liked to have the music louder. That was a really solid attraction for its age.
Well, I mean, as I said before, it's been a coaster I've been wanting to go on for so long now. And since I've been on that, I'm so pleased anyway. But you know, that was amazing, honestly. In my opinion, that could be the best ride here. Currently, right now, I think it probably is the best ride here, in my opinion.
Ooh,
I think it's so good. Like, literally, the launch is amazing. It's like really whippy, like you'd want on a B&M.
The launch is a lot faster, I remember.
No, it wasn't. It's not like too whippy. It's just a perfect amount of sort of like force, and also as well, you black out a lot. So overall, if you like intensity, it's a great coaster, and also as well, it's just really well themed. Overall, it's a full package, and personally, it's one of my favourite rides here, if the best ride here.
Yeah, I do agree. It's a very good ride, Jane.
My least favourite coaster.
He wasn't even on Fly the Hippogriff yet. I want to point out, all the one in Jurassic Park. Yes.
At the moment.
At the moment, yes.
Of all of the thrill ones. But no, it was a really good ride, obviously. Because I love Velocicoaster and Hagrid. But I just think, yeah, you get the width there, time version. The thing that really spoils it is the restraints. I just love, especially after Velocicoaster and Hagrid.
Nowadays, lap bars and everything, if you go onto such rides as Giga Coasters or any of those rides, most B&M rides nowadays have these amazing restraints that go over you. However, that ride has not, and that's the only negative with it. That bar restraint nowadays, and yes, before you ask, you can go upside down for that bar restraint. It just makes a world of difference. I mean, you can get amazing airtime, you feel a lot more free in your seat. And in modern day coasters, I think they need to change that. And I don't know for sure, but I swear at Universal Studios, I'm going to say Japan, I might be wrong here, or it might be Singapore, the Transformers version of that ride, does that have that bar restraint?
It's the one in Beijing, actually.
Beijing, I like it. There's so many Universal parks.
And it has the B&M vest restraints.
Wow.
And it looks pretty good. In my opinion, I actually prefer them, so I think they're really good. I know a lot of people don't really like them because they're quite restricted, but I quite like them.
Yeah.
It looks really good though. Of course, it's the CityWalk.
The CityWalk, and that's possibly what that might change to when it does come to the end of their contract. Because now, of course, Disney
be against it, to be honest. The one in Beijing looks amazing.
Yeah, and Disney now own, of course, Marvel, meaning it won't be long until it does change.
He's no Avengers Campus, by the way. We don't want that.
We don't want that. Entering now back into Hogsmeade. And I think it's time to get a little bit of lunch because after an amazing morning, completing some absolutely phenomenal attractions, we feel a little bit hungry. And over in California, I think right to the left now, down there. There was a restaurant we really enjoyed, and we thought we'll come back here, and I know it's all English themed and you get English food, but we missed the simple delights of an English restaurant.
Also as well, it's pretty cool. It's always the area itself as well. The one over in Universal Studios Hollywood is actually the exact same now. So where you find Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motor Adventure is that like entrance building. You will also find that exact entrance over in Universal Studios Hollywood, but it doesn't actually have the right.
So in the future, maybe, don't know, maybe in the future we might be able to get that. However, I think it's going to be one of the first times we wait in a queue to get a seat. However, it is now time to enter into the free brew sticks if we see something we like.
You can do it online.
Oh, that food was so good. I got a rib and chicken platter and it definitely filled me up. I'd even say, to be honest, in the UK that'd be 2 meals, but oh, was it good. So you got sweet corn and all that sort of stuff. I didn't actually have any vegetables, but the meat was legendary, so well cooked, really well. I wasn't cheap by any means. I think it come to around like $17 or something. I'm just in a ballpark area there. But the food was really good quality, and when you make your way outside, we're literally a table just inside of there, you come out to this area here with a view like this. There's not only Hogwarts up there, but also the famous Velocicoaster coming around right away. And for those reasons, I really would suggest, if you're coming here, especially from Britain as well, you get some of your home food. Like my mum got a shepherd's pie and stuff like that. There goes Harvey. Mum got a shepherd's pie, you guys get fish and chips like JAYDEN has. You get lots of things that you got at home, and of course if you're coming here for like, I don't know, a week, maybe it's worth having the food that's out here. But if you're coming here for 3 weeks or 2 weeks like we are, it's nice to have something that's from home, like just to get a homely feel again. Even though I don't think ribs and chicken is from home. Really, but yeah, it was really nice meal. I didn't just come in, and especially with it being over here in Hogsmeade, which is really nice. It is really good. But also, if you want the same sort of meal when you're over in the other park, if you go to the other one, which is, I'm going Leaky Cauldron, I think it's called, that one also does do the sausage and mash, which is what we really enjoyed. However, unfortunately, because we only got one part ticket, we can't go over there, have a JAYDEN can. But I wanted to come over here, show you the amazing view across here before we head to our next attraction, which I think is going to be Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, located right within Hogwarts. And I was correct, as we are now going to enter into the Hogwarts Castle with only a 20-minute queue. Not too bad indeed. Nothing beats taking a trip into Hogwarts, and Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey gives you the most immersive experience that you can possibly get. And I honestly have to say that that is one of the greatest rides here at the park. I always mix between thinking, do I like it, do I not? It does involve screens, but it does involve theming. As a fun affair, but I honestly think from the moment you enter into the queue line and head through the castle to heading around the many different areas to even going back off the ride, it is just so immersive.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a great ride. Of course, it starts at the queue line. It's amazing, and the ride itself is really good fun. Also, it's got some movements on it, which you probably won't expect. It is quite like intense if you haven't done like Jurassic World Velocicoaster and stuff like that. It is intense, but it's quite sort of, I don't know. It's a bit shocking for some people when they go on it. I mean, we've been in them plenty of times, so we know. But like when you go on it, if it's your first time here, or you have never really done big coasters or big dark rides before, you probably won't realise how sort of it is basically. It's pretty cool.
It does look pretty cool. I'm walking around right now, trying to find another ride. I do want to point out one thing, and that is Universal when weather's coming. And it's quite common in Florida parks to close lots of rides when weather's coming. And Disney's not actually half bad at doing it, to be honest with you. Disney's pretty decent. However, every other park, I think SeaWorld's same as here.
SeaWorld's alright actually.
But Universal in particular, when there's rain 2.5 hours away, they close the rides. Every single ride, that includes an outdoor queue line, an outdoor section, an outdoor anything, is closed. So,
even the entrance.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is just mental over here. So, when it does happen, and it does start like right now, it's like, I think it's like 7 o'clock meant to rain, and it's like 5 right now.
No, it's 3.
3, yeah, it's like
it's 7,
crazy.
I don't know whether it's going to be shut.
We'll keep you informed, of course, but when they closed half the rides, so now there's only really 2 rides that are actually open, apart from one we just did. So all we got really now to do is Poseidon's Fury and Spider-Man. So I don't really know what Poseidon's Fury is going to be like. It looks okay.
I think it's a show. I don't know. It looks like, I'm trying to watch it out, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Maybe that's I don't know. It's obviously not amazing, because otherwise we wouldn't know about it, but it's some other ride over here at the park, and it's open, and so it's probably going to get the longest queue it's got all day. Poseidon's Fury. I'll give it, it's got a cool entrance. I've got to admit, that's a really cool entrance on ride. I haven't even noticed this before.
Well, it's insane.
I know. I haven't even noticed it. You just walk past it because you go to one ride to the next. But it does look really cool. It's got 35 minutes till the next tour / hopefully ride. But we have no idea what it is. I doubt you can film inside of it, so we'll give you a view when we get off Poseidon's Fury. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending on how you look at it after watching the POV, Poseidon's Fury has closed, and despite us waiting a good half an hour, 45 minutes of non-stop waiting and going, they actually were very kind to give us a fast pass for it when it did close, which is really, really handy. And the only ride it does not accept is Velocicoaster and Hagrid. So I say that's pretty good for as far as fast pass goes, because
we only waited there for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Oh, that then, yeah.
It's not bad, like when you get a fast shot from there.
Exactly, we didn't also know, and it might not always be the case. But I thought it was really good because Disney don't do that. I know they didn't do that, but Universal but Disney didn't do that, so that's really good of them
and also
to do that.
Staff here, just like we've said in all the Disney balls stuff.
Staff here are really friendly, yeah.
It's we just bought something in the shop as well, and I have to mention it. The person in that shop was incredible, honestly.
Yeah.
We actually were a bit awkward, and we actually bought some gift cards just so we could pay on it, just so we could have the cards.
Yeah.
And she was more than happy to do it.
I was getting a free card.
And she was just more than happy to do it for us, and she was so kind. She said, "Oh yeah, no, I thought you were going to chuck the receipt anyway, so I was chucking it for you."
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Nice.
And we'll give our full review of the park when we get out, but it's been an amazing day so far. Being on every single ride's currently closed means we can't use our fast pass. So Jayden has left and gone towards the Hogwarts Express because he's got multiple days tickets. We've only got one day, so he can go between the parks, whereas we can't. So he's off doing that, experiencing the Hogwarts Express.
And we thought there was no point reading the other parts, to be honest, because it doesn't really have anything right now.
No, it does not. However, what we're going to do, we're going to have a look around the shops. So no further ado, let's have a look inside of all these shops around here, take a quick look around, because literally, apart from the shops, there is nothing open. Literally nothing. That's one of the biggest cons so far, but here you go. Here is a look inside of some of the shops over here at Universal's Lines of Adventure. So, as you can probably tell, inside of that shop, there is an awful lot of Dr. Seuss merch. However, that does not mean there's not a giant store full of all the merch over here at Universal. And this is where we are at right now. Now, this is Universal Studios Under Adventure Co, I think it's called. And over here, you've basically got a little bit of every single merch around the shops, all in one giant shop and the entrance to the park. However, that does not mean that every single bit of merch from around the park is in this shop. And often people make that mistake when coming here thinking, oh, I like it, but I'll buy it at the end inside the big shop. But not every bit of merch from every single shop is in this shop. So if you want to get some special merch, whether it be from down over at Hogsmeade, or whether it be down from Dr. Seuss area, or whether it be down in the Jurassic Park area around the parks, you can get it from there and get much more options on what you want to buy than over here. And in this shop, they mainly sell the stuff that is so popular over there that they want to put it in here. So make sure to be aware of that when shopping over here at Universal. However, as a general consensus, if you don't know what to buy, this is a great job to have a look around because you've got all of the generic Universal Studios merch, like its hoodies and stuff that I think is really nice over here, as well as lots of other little mugs and stuff that you can pretty imagine. And of course, it has got a few of the generic merch as well. So we'll take a look around here. That looks very similar to the Hollywood Universal sign, so I think they probably just took the jacket and put it there instead. However, we'll quick look around of here, show you some clips once again, and then I think we'll continue by looking around some even more shops. But I promise you guys, as soon as the rides do be open again, we will have a look around them. But at the moment, as far as what rides are open, you've got the Harry Potter main ride, You have also got a carousel from Dr. Seuss Land. You've also got the Cat in the Hat ride. You've got Amazing Spider-Man at around 60 minutes. You've then got Kong, and we know what Kong's like, at 75 minutes. And on top of that, you've also got one more which I can't get my head around. No, I can't remember the last one, but trust me, it's not even worth heading over to. Oh, no, I can't. Oh no, I can't remember why. But there's one more which I can't get my head around. I'm telling you in a bit, but that is pretty much all the rides over here, and the best rides have got the longest queues. So it's like, I don't know, personally, I think it's a bit ridiculous that they've got such a little amount of indoor rides here because they know where it's coming. However, we'll make the most of it, look around the shops, and see what else this park has to offer apart from just the ride. And that last ride was a little spinning teacup ride. However, it is a teacup ride, and I also did not mention that there is also the Hogwarts Express that's open to the other park. However, as of course we do not have a park hopper ticket, we cannot take that. So there's all the rides that are currently open, and it's been around an hour now since they all closed. So hopefully it won't be too long, guys. There's a little bit of lining up there, so it may be a bit longer, but I'm not unsure. But for our final shop, before we then do one of the little rides, Cat in the Hat, because we thought we're at the park, let's make the most of it, not just go around shops all the time. We're going to be heading into the little Christmas shop, and every park has one. I think it's a great idea. I think more parks don't have one, Christmas shop, because
parks don't do it.
no, I think it's like you want to buy Christmas decks.
Exactly.
That's literally us. If you ever look at our tree is full of not just generic like baubles like that, but we got memories. Every single place that we go, we pick up a little bauble, and then when we look at our tree over Christmas time, we can go, oh, that was our California trip in 2019. We're like, oh, that's on Disneyland. Oh, that's one from here. We look back at our tree and we've got all our memories from, like, even when I was born, my christening baubles, to all the way now, where I've got all different types of baubles throughout my entire lifetime. So that's been amazing. But in your eyes,
don't do it.
In your eyes,
of course mine. But I think Christmas is like by far the best time of the year. Like,
and that's why it's going to go to the shop. So in a shop you can get all the baubles, decks, even a little Dobby figure that you will not be able to get elsewhere. So, oh, and even a little fudge factory. How nice is that? Let's have a quick look around here.
I've been at the shop for 14 minutes.
Well, there you go, from a few of the shops over here at Universal Times of Adventure, and it was really nice to look around there. I've got to say, it has not got the greatest merch over at the parks, and I'm a little bit annoyed that they've used the Hollywood sign for Universal Studios and put the Florida over it, because I felt like that is unique to Hollywood. Universal Orlando.
It's like the Disney D. It's like in Disneyland, they have the D with like, it looks different from any other Disneyland D.
Yeah.
So,
they all have their trademarks. Like, for example, Universal Orlando, I think really has that globe, and the Island of Adventure has that obviously tower, which is just over there. But the Hollywood has that neon sort of light thing, and I feel like putting Florida on the bottom of it is kind of a little bit annoying, to be honest, because that's classic. I know. I kind of just bugs me a little bit. However,
that's one piece of merchandise.
It is what it is. There's some cool merchandise, especially if you love the movies. Similar to Disney, they have got a lot of merchandise around that. Nevertheless, we're decided we're going to head to attraction. It's 40 minutes of this. I don't know if it's worth or not. I think it's worth it. We've got to do a ride.
It won't be 40 minutes.
It won't be. We're going to head into it because at the end of the day, it's one of like 5 rides that's open over here at the park, and unless that's a queue line, I don't know if it is. No. Is that a queue line? No, it doesn't look like it.
That's 40 minutes.
That's not why it's here. Well, go ahead do it. There's a queue line. However, it is a queue line, and we're now heading into it. We're heading on to our next attraction of the day, and I've got to be honest, I don't think I've ever done this ride before, but it is Cat in the Hat, a dark ride, but I doubt you can film in it, right?
No, I don't think you can.
Don't think you can. So we'll show you some good inside the queue line, and then we'll see you once you get off Cat in the Hat.
I like Cat in the Hat anyway.
We just took an adventure with the Cat in the Hat, and despite that being one of my favourite childhood books, the ride did not live up to that. Now, do not get me wrong, I am a little bit too old for that, but compared to those Disney flat rides, yeah, it is very, very different. Heading around the layout, it is quite basic. I liked how your car spinned in, that was quite cool, but there was not an awful lot of theming. The cat was rather scary, even for my age. And overall, It was okay, but I wouldn't be returning to this trip.
No, I mean it was fine. Like it was pretty good fun actually. I think they like to use sort of like the spinning motion quite a lot.
Yeah.
I think that was like new for his time when that came out. But this one old tradition, I think. And you know, it's good fun, but it's not a must do here to be honest. But you know, if you have the time or if it starts raining like Florida does, you know, it's a pretty good ride to do.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was worth 40 minutes, to be honest.
I don't think it was worth it. I think that's 25 minutes. But yeah, it was alright. It was quite, I don't know if it was worth it, but there's nothing else to really do.
There is that, yeah, it's true. But yeah, if it's not raining, I wouldn't head on to it. I'd leave it as a rainy ride. And in fact, I know these rides get a lot busier when it does rain, but have a little check of what I said earlier about what rides are open when it is raining, because even though it of course will literally double, if not triple the queue time when it's raining, there literally is not else less to do.
And for the amount of time it's raining, you'll be able to do all of them basically within that time.
Yeah, and we're actually making our way down now. They're going through the shop because they want to avoid the rain. I'm just going to walk it because it's not that fast to. But we are actually leaving the park because there literally is nothing else to do. Poseidon Fury did open up again. And we've got a Poseidon Fury did open up again.
And that's what 90-minute queue. We really might want to.
Yeah, that's Spider-Man. Poseidon Fury we had like a 20-minute queue. And you know when it has a 20-minute queue in Spider-Man, the 90 is probably not the greatest. And to be honest,
we were queuing an hour and a half for Velocicoaster, but like, it's, I don't know, it just seems like too long.
That's not open either. That's not open though.
What?
Velocicoaster didn't open, is it?
No, but I'd say if it was like an hour and a half, we'd do it. But
yeah.
It's alright because we're now going to go outside the park and explore.
Yeah, exactly. We're now going to leave the park because we decided that actually at the end of the day we could just do these little rides, but at the end of the day we can do them at home. But what we can't do at home is have a look around CityWalk and then head around the hotels to view hotel hopping. So I don't think I'll be doing this in this vlog, but because there's such little to do over at this park when it is raining, we think it's much more beneficial to head down to CityWalk, grab Adam's phone case that he ordered recently, and then head down via all the hotels to have a little look inside of the hotels before returning back into the park to end the vlog. But we'll actually open, I don't know, it's meant to be raining like it is now until roughly 9 o'clock this evening, which is when the park closes. So will it open? I don't know, but if not, I think we'll have to have a few things to say about this place and hopefully
we'll
get
go
refunds.
back to just like go into Magic Kingdom or something this evening.
Yeah, so. But yeah, we don't know what's going to happen, but I hope it doesn't rain like this.
Because I do really like this park, and yeah, it's hard to judge it off, but I really like it.
And we'll judge it all later on in the last bit of the video, but let's now go, as I've got a map, down CityWalk. I don't know how long it's going to last for, but we'll head down through the exit and see you in a bit. Goodbye, Island of Adventure, and hello, Universal Studios CityWalk. As currently we are right down here and taking a quick look around and to collect a phone case from inside of the giant Universal Studios store. And we've also got to go and have a look around some of the shops, cafes and stuff like that around here before we make our way to either, I'm pretty sure we're considering the Hard Rock Hotel or the Cabana Hotel. I don't know, we actually have no clue what any of them look like, so it's interesting to pick and choose one you go to. Comment down below which one would you choose, because we're just going to gamble. I think they know Hard Rock, and I've seen them pictures occasionally about one, so I have more of an idea about one than the other one. However, it's going to be just to look around, see what they're like, compare them to the Disney hotels too. But one thing that's really awesome about the CityWalk is it's actually free to get in. Of course, you've got to pay for car parking, and if you find a way to get either an Uber or a bus over here, you can come into a CityWalk, like a giant nice shopping centre, for completely free. And one thing that really stands out is that if you want to head from Islands of Adventure down to the main park, unlike Disney World where you have to get a bus or something, over here you just walk down CityWalk to the end. But if you'd rather do the shopping rather than going to the parks, you've also got the Universal Studios store, which, similar to the one in Islands of Adventure, has not got everything from both the parks, but it's got a little bit from each of those both parks' big shops into this shop here. So it really is the perfect of a perfect shop if you're heading over here towards Universal. And then very quickly inside, you've already seen half the merch already. It's the same old generic merch from inside of here, but we'll show some clips around, Adam will grab his parcel, and we'll see you as we get out and continue our way around the park as well as the CityWalk. And our decision has been made after considering for quite a while what hotel to go to. Adam said that the Cabana Hotel is meant to be nicer.
Well, I'm not sure they're to be nicer, but I know you may get a better view over the parks than that. Because I know it's like the Waterpark Hotel or such, and I know you do get a nice view over there, but I think that one's quite far back. I'm not really sure what I'm going on about, to be honest, but I think this is probably better.
Yeah, I think it's the Waterpark one. I know from the rooms you get a very, very good view.
Yeah.
However, I'm not sure how far away it is, what we're going to be doing. So you're going to join us along for the adventure, guys, because motel like Disney hotels, I mean, me and Adam literally, I can off by heart every single transport, because every single hotels, to every single hotel there is. I mean, off by heart.
We study everything.
So. Yeah, we study for days and ends, a week on end, like just the same things before we go. Whereas over here at Universal, we have less of a clue on where to go and what to do. So when you join us along this adventure, we like to apologise that sometimes we may not be as accurate as we normally are in not only the names, yeah, I'm very bad
I
names,
tend to know the right names,
but also the hotel that we might head to right now might be like an hour walk away, so we have to turn back, and I do apologise for that. It's all part of our first reactions, and that's what's nice about when you go into a park. We get to do the hour walk, and you know not to. But we will share our tips and tricks and reviews along the whole walk, over down, now, over towards the Cabana Bay Resort. 80-degree, 140-foot drop. And after a quick glimpse of the hotels, Oz and Kay, as well as Jane and Casey, have made it off of the Hogwarts Express. And so we did not get a lot of time to look inside of the hotels itself. I showed you a quick clip, however, we thought as we got a day ticket here, it's worth getting back into the park, enjoying the rides and attractions over here, as well as making the most of it. So to start off with, it is still raining, but we're going to do it. We can see Start Rides testing right now, but we're going to be heading over towards Spider-Man, as it is one that's meant to be really good. I can't honestly see why it's so good, but it's meant to be a really, really good attraction over here at the park. And I would be very excited to be able to head over to it, experience it. As last time we came to the park, we didn't actually do it.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I mean, it's going to do really, really good. I don't get how it's so good, because it's got Transformers, which is a really good ride, but like, it's not amazing. So I'm interested, but it's pretty cool to see.
It's really cool to see, of course. And if it is good, of course, we'll make sure to cover as much as we can of it and give it a full review. And if it's not, we'll be honest with you as well, because that's how you can tell, we try to be as honest as we can on this channel, and don't give honest reviews, and that's what we want to think about it. However, let's now go over towards Spider-Man, the ride.
Make sure we're not filming on the...
Spider-Man and Dr. Doom's freefall is now complete, and that was totally excellent. And whilst Jayden gets over my hilarious Spider-Man pun, I will begin to talk about Spider-Man and then go on to Dr. Doom's freefall, which we did literally do just because it was next door and had a walk-on queue, and that's why we didn't film in between. But Spider-Man, if you've done a simulator ride before, do that, because that has taken your Asset Simulator to the next level. That ride was unbelievable. I mean, one of the things I always pick up at simulators, I hate the screens. I don't like the screens being used. I hate the idea that when you go round you can see the screens and that. Whereas this one over here, you couldn't see the screens at all.
It's so good. It means perfection, literally.
It literally felt like Spider-Man was literally with you, and as long as you wear the 3D glasses, I mean, the experience unbelievable. There are giant models, unbelievable special effects.
I was missing the lift as well. There's actually a lift in the middle of the ride. It's crazy, yeah.
There wasn't a lift, there wasn't a lift.
No, it wasn't a lift, there was a lift in the middle of the ride, so it's crazy.
I don't know, I have to watch that, I don't think it was. I think you just felt like you were in a lift.
No, literally there was a lift. There was like a literally lift track going up.
Well, how did you drop then?
You dropped in one of the scenes as well, like the next scene over. But they definitely happen nice. Like, I've seen PMVs before.
It's crazy.
I'm not sure. I definitely think it happened anyway. It makes
otherwise it was really, really
I did look down by the side of the car and it looked like we were on like 2 levels on that scene. So I think
it was, but that was the best simulator by a long shot that I've ever done.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, if you're going to do any, come here and do that Spider-Man one. I said I didn't expect a lot from it because I was a simulator.
Yeah,
and we said everyone thought it was amazing. But they're right, don't do the camera justice. If you watch the POV of it, it's nothing like that. You really feel as if you are in the middle of New York City as Spider-Man. And Jay, you felt the same, right? That was amazing.
Yeah, well, I think Avatar's better.
Yeah, Avatar's better.
But, well, you said that was your favourite
Oh, I forgot, yeah, I forgot it.
Well, it's a really good ride, really well themed, and yeah, it's incredible.
Words is understand. It was really, really good. And then after that, we went quickly to Dr. Do Freefall. As I said, because we couldn't film on the ride, I kind of got my camera to the side, and it was like we just ran into it, so I didn't get a chance to film in the queue line for Dr. Do Freefall. However, the queue line is better than the ride itself on Dr. Do. I mean, that queue line, you all run so many awesome animatronics and scenes, and in the ride, once you got on it, you shot to the top. It wasn't a tall drop tower, followed by a tiny little drop. So to be honest, that queue line was amazing. The ride itself was okay. The 5 minute worth, I'd say.
I would say.
And it is a coaster, yes.
It was very forceful though. Like, that first shot you got up there was incredible. It was really good. But apart from that, yeah, as you said, the queue line was very good actually. But you know, it was alright. And we're now looking at a coaster credit that we're not going to get.
Yeah, there you go. You've got to be under a height. However, it might be worth trying a lot today, to be honest, because it's so empty at the park.
I'm tempting it.
You never know. We could try a little bit later on when
every park we go to seems to not like it. So.
No, they're quite strict on the rules over here, but as a coaster cred lover, we love to get our coaster creds, and that is one of them. Callum?
Should we do that?
No, I think we're going to go to Coastin right now, because that's going to be our next ride over here at the park. Kong, one that you always want to do, personally, Kong has always been one for me, which has been a bit naff, to be honest.
Personally, I've seen it. It doesn't look great, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, it's worth getting it on, especially how everyone on Good wants to do it. However, it looks really awesome. The queue line, once again, is incredible, and the ride itself is not great. But again, similar to Spider-Man, my opinions could change. Again, the last time I came here was back in 2016. So whether my opinions change or not, I'm not 100% sure. However, it's worth giving it a go. With a 15-minute queue, it is now time for Kong Skull Rock.
All smoking materials are forbidden while they mine and
What can I say? It's like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. And in our group, we have mixed opinions. I don't know Jay's opinion yet. I haven't asked him properly yet. But for me, it's a hate. I absolutely just dreaded that ride. It was a good queue line. Loved the theming. But the best part of the ride, which is the outdoor section, wasn't even working.
I thought it was outdoor section.
It's outdoor unless it's raining and it's indoor. So you literally miss the outdoor section, and then inside of it, it's just basically screens after screens after screens. And then there is a Kong at the end, which on my first time in 2016, undoubtedly, because the ride broke down, I didn't see. So that's something. However, it still is a little bit boring. But I'll go with you, Jane. How was it?
It's alright. It was broken when we did it, but kind of enjoyed it. It was just another simulator ride.
That's the thing with Universal. They've overkilled simulator rides. That's why I'm happy at being stuff like Velocicoaster and Hagrid, because they got so many simulator rides. It's like not another simulator ride. However, what we're doing next is definitely not a simulator. A bit more something involves. But and before that, how did you find Skull? I'm getting tired, guys. Kong Skull Island.
It's Kong really Skull.
Benny, let's do Spider-Man.
It was actually really good. Like, it was good fun. The queue line was better than the ride. I find that a lot lately. I don't know why, but and you know, the ride was too good though. It was alright. It just wasn't amazing, and the screens didn't really work that well. But the queue line, the theming was really good actually. So that was.
Yeah. So there you go. That was Kong. We did it, and we've now done it. And I personally wouldn't do it again for a very, very long time. Nevertheless, what I've never ever done before, and we're going to do right away now, is Ripsaw Falls. So let's go on the boat and head down that really awesome drop. Once again, it feels like I'm in the same position after Popeye's. Rip Ride, whatever the name is, I'm still saying sorry about that. Ripsaw Falls, even JAYDEN knows it. Was a lot wetter than we expected. It definitely is the Splash Mountain of Universal Orlando, because once you board, for starters, I actually love the boarding because I don't really like the whole normal log flume boarding where you're on like a long row, but you have little seats this one, even though it's harder to get in. On the ride, it's a lot nicer. You head in pitch black drops into the water. You get lots of theming. I think you do a total of 3 drops, as well as some little slopes downwards. Yeah, there are 3 drops, and overall, it really is an amazing attraction for family, but also one which you will get very, very well on. And we didn't realise that too early, but you do get wet.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much if you're on the front, from what I know, you get as wet as you do on Popeye, basically.
Yeah.
So you get soaked. It's pretty cool.
However, we have only got 50 minutes remaining on our day, and for our first ride of the 50-minute remaining, we have got Jurassic Park, not Jurassic World, either California, River Adventure. And I absolutely loved this ride when I did it back in 2016. I loved the one in California even more when I did that one in 2019. And now to be back here and riding this classic again is going to be so awesome. And it's good to be reopened because I know it's going to be amazing. But while we're waiting for the others, Jayden, how did you find, where am I finding the others? Jayden, how did you find that ride? Good? Yeah, we'll have to go look for them now. But once we do find them, we'll make our way round, head back over towards the attraction, pause, and then see you once we go. Oh, here they come now, and see you once they come off. But how's that ride?
It was really good. Got you really wet. Well, yeah, it was amazing.
But yeah, it was good for good fun. It was all good fun. So here we now go on to, this time definitely, Jurassic Park River Adventure. Talk about deja vu. I was only back there when I first did that one. But that ride once again has got us very, very wet. And heading onto it, I thought it was going to be that one in California where you don't get wet. But I was very surely wrong, because after you do that amazing area where you see all of the dinosaurs in their full glory, you then get absolutely drenched by not only, I'm going to say, 50-foot drop, but also many other dinosaurs spraying you along the way. And it was a lot better than what I expected. Jaden's first time on one of those rides, so how did you find it?
Oh yeah, it's good, it's fun, and very wet. Very wet.
Very, very wet. So there you go.
Yeah.
Now, that was that one event. I'm still shocked at how wet it got. And I know Adam was too.
Yeah, like, it was actually really good. Like, it was pretty good actually, and also at night. It's always
it's better at night,
yeah. More effective to me, and we've done them loads in the day before, and doing them at night is so much better.
It was a walk on queue, and you had like all the mist, the lights, and it was awesome. Way, I would say it's 10 times better at night. It really.
I would say that definitely for an hour.
And like, better. I also think that's a short queue at night as well, because everyone's wet and tired and they're not before the sun. So if you're coming on it, get on there as soon as you can, because that is honestly absolutely amazing. However, we're now trying to find our quickest way over towards our second to last ride over here, if we can, and that is Velocicoaster, where we're going to head right now in towards the shop/restaurant area. Oh, we've done to the side. It's right there, and I really wish we had time today to explore all of this.
And we did this in a shortcut, we don't know that, so, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a shortcut. I wish we had time to explore all this today, but unfortunately we did not, because we're only here, we're only here for one day today, which means you can't enjoy these amazing theming pieces that are about. However, what we can enjoy is another night ride on Velocicoaster. So as we're heading right away, so I put my camera away right now, because again, you can't bring it on the ride, and then we'll see you after we get off. This beauty at night, and already I know it's going to be amazing. Or maybe not, because unfortunately it was a 35-minute queue, meaning we would not make it over towards Hagrid. Plus, the single rider queue was closed, so I'm a bit gutted about it, to be honest. I feel like I should leave that queue open till the end of the day, and it didn't say anywhere they're going to close the queue. I mean, we can unfortunately not get our night ride on that attraction back there. It's just a little bit sad. I hate to go away from this place thinking that's not the greatest ride here. However, we are hoping to return next year, so hopefully next year we can give it a final review.
In April, and many more trips next year as well.
Yeah, we have a big...
A lot more than we've done previously.
We're planning out a big thing next year. I mean, a big thing on the channel, which involves all of us heading to somewhere, and there's a massive thing. So we're stay tuned for that, but...
A lot of places,
but unfortunately, that doesn't mark the end of our Velocicoaster riding, and I really wish we did another day.
It's like the Nine situation. Like, we've literally had one ride in this. We have to make our judgment on one ride. But, you know, it's a really good coaster. I think I'll see what I should, so I think it's probably the best here. But
what do you think's better here?
I think just Velocicoaster.
Yeah. Oh, it's a park. Well, we got down there. However, yeah, it's sad. But we said we should do a nice family ride at the end of the day, and Aiden Hagrid. And currently I do prefer that ride, but we'll have to find out whether it still keeps that charm or not. Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure. You know I've been on a lot when I can get that name, but that ride was once again fantastic. Such a great attraction, and it was hard to choose between that as well as Velocicoaster, but it's great for the family. That's what we realised, because actually I sat in the sidecar this time, And the sidecar is nowhere near as intense as the motorbike.
Oh no.
But that's a good thing, because it means that some people,
It's
like
really nice, actually.
James Perry and stuff, could go on the ride without having to worry about the whole thrilling aspect of it, but just enjoy the ride, whereas the motorbike people can go on it and enjoy the thrill. So it really has that perfect mix, and the launches aren't too fast, but not too
Quite
slow
powerful,
either.
actually.
But spoiler alert, drops are great height. The whole like backward section is also really, really good. It's just an all-round perfect coaster, and with a theme
so
too.
good.
It is a really good, and I say
It's a
it's,
full package now.
I say it has to be my top 3 rides in the world.
I mean, I think it ranks about top 10 in my opinion, but you know what? It's still an amazing ride, and you can't go over how great like the theming is for that. I mean, yeah, the pre-show is halfway to the queue line, which is a bit because some people think that's the end, but it's not. There's still a bit more. You know, the queue line's
We
so
missed the pre-show,
immersive.
luckily.
Yeah, we did actually. But the queue line's immersive, and you feel like it doesn't really matter that you're still standing in the queue line because it's so like great, all the theming. The coaster itself, of course, you're in the Forbidden Forest and you're at night, so it's really what it's based around. You know, yeah, Psycho wasn't the best, but it was still really good fun. It's a weaker experience, but it's still amazing. And I would say overall, it ranks around top 10 for me, so it's a really good ride. I do protest on Velocicoaster though, but you know, it's still great, and it's definitely. I mean, I remember seeing Jordan Dragons when that was here, so does it beat that?
I remember riding Jordan Dragons.
I mean, I never actually rode it. I saw them both. I wanted to go on them, but I was too small to go on them. But yeah, so I don't know which one I prefer because I haven't been on Jordan Dragons, but I prefer the looks of Hagrid, which is Motorbike Adventure. So.
There you go. And Jayden, how was it?
What?
How was the magical creature ride?
Yeah.
Or did you go again?
Really, really good. Much better at night, I think. Or
Yeah.
dark.
Also, the button pushing I didn't know if you go on the original one. You just push the button near the end.
Push the button.
Yeah, the purple
Yeah, they
button.
didn't have that the first time we ran.
Yeah, was it a nice special night thing?
They do have it.
Did they?
Yeah,
We just didn't notice it.
Maybe
Okay.
you just feel it out more at night.
Yeah.
I don't want to press it. Have the button like.
What's the matter?
I didn't trust it was going to stop. Just suddenly it'd be emergency button.
Why they put an emergency button? Why they put an emergency button right in front of a motorcycle?
Yeah, because if you were suddenly in pain, it's like.
You just want to push it.
Yeah.
Okay, logic of Jayden. Every night.
Another logic. These are lights.
They are Jayden, okay, and this is Jayden a bit silly. However, that was an amazing ride. But it also marks the end of our day over here at Universal Studios. No, not that lucky. Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. And where do I begin when some of this park?
I know, but that's
For
some
starters,
bricks right here.
I want to emphasise something very, very clear. And that is, and
across the bridge.
I hate to say it, right, it's very clear, Joe. I hate to say it, but in my eyes, from my experience today over here at the park, I've got to say that it's not Disney standard. I used to, in 2016, it used to be, I said, if anyone who prefers Universal and Disney, I understand and I accept. However, the rides here, the lands here, and everything like that has not even changed in 2016. Of course, you have had Velocicoaster playing the Hagrid, which is really good, but they replaced Jordan Dragons with Hagrid, and they were always a close one as well. Jordan Dragons, they were so good. And then with Velocicoaster, again, we weren't fortunate enough to have a ride in it, but I wasn't too impressed with it, to be honest. And compared to the additions that Disney has put in the last few years, including the Skyliner, Guardians of the Galaxy, as well as stuff like the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and stuff like that, it's just been way more development. Avatar, exactly. Way more development in the last few years over at Disney World and this park, and the other one has had. Actually, the other one this year has taken down a ride, so it's actually lost the stuff. But yeah, I've got to say now, in my eyes, I'm not saying this about Park at all, but in my eyes, you've now got Disney, a little below than that, Universal, and then that's followed by and then miles below that is every other theme park around the world. In my eyes, that's how I look at it now, which is a bit.
Point and stuff.
Oh, that's it. That's another reason as well, Jen. But I kind of not way. Yeah, I think I'd prefer this. Well, it's hard because the thing is, though, Jet, the thing is that I always have with it is that because we've never been to Cedar Point this trip, we've done the biggest of the best rides in the world. We've been to Disney, so we're the biggest of the best theming in the world. And then you come here, and don't get me wrong, you've got amazing theming, and you've got amazing rides, but none of them's the best. And that's the issue I have. It's like, it depends when you're coming to a theme park for, and that's what's really hard, and that's why I always try to be as honest as I can with every little theme, because everyone's different. But in my eyes, you've got a little mix of both theming and thrill rides, but you haven't got the extreme, and because I've done the extreme of both, it doesn't feel as good on any both those factors, and that's the thing. So whether I prefer Cedar Point yet, I don't know. I love this park, and always find it hard to judge it off one day over here. However, CityWalk was amazing.
I think Velocicoaster was very, very good. I think I put a lot of hate on it at the beginning because it was not up to the expectations I thought. But that's because I should just not watch. Well, not watch. No, I should watch POVs. I just shouldn't hear people's opinions because they're like, oh, the air times, all this, all that. Where I just expected more. That's the problem. Every time, I think I will always expect more on the ride. Like, maybe not Still Vengeance or something. That probably has everything.
It's more than you get.
There's always something, a little bit that you expect more.
Yeah.
Even if it's the best ever, if you think, oh, it's perfect. There's always something you realise that they could have more.
Yeah, but I don't understand what you mean. But obviously do not watch us because that's the most important thing, obviously. However, that is basically it, and I love this park to bits. I think the other park has gone, I don't know, you've been here, but I think in my eyes the other park's gone even more downhill somehow.
Oh,
it feels like that park it's removed Rent of a Mummy for this year to refurbish it, which is obviously good, but that was the standard attraction. It's like when Simon was going to hear the other one, it's like it's a different league.
I think what got me for Velocicoaster, that this is probably one of the main reasons, not just because Hagrid's different, but another reason why I prefer Hagrid's smooth. Because I found Velocicoaster not that smooth. The car was very rough.
It was, yeah.
And I didn't hurt, like, obviously it's not like Colossus rough where you're like, everywhere, but your car's a little bit rough. Which was unexpected, because a lot of people, like I said, it's what happens when you see like a lot of reviews that saying, oh, it's smooth and everything.
They make your own mind up, however, for guidance and help, that's what we're here for, and that's what I always want to emphasise in these videos. The most important thing is that you do a trip that you and your family want to do, and some people prefer this park, some don't. Personally, I would like to give it another go if we do return next year. However, I am going to say goodnight from this park tonight after giving Adam's review because it's been amazing. It's been so many great memories, and I've absolutely loved spending it with your family as well. Today's been amazing as well. But it's definitely not how I remembered it from a few years back. It's definitely, it's how I remembered it, but Disney World's better than I remember. That's the difference here. It hasn't changed an awful lot.
I don't think Universal ever. Disney has
something about it.
Yeah, it's just a magical place as well.
Yeah.
Because they have. The problem is with Universal, because Disney is so big and popular, like, so is Universal, I'm just saying, like, all their mascots of Disney is incredible, but then when I see it in Universal, I always feel like it's a bit, like, just more of a tackier version in a way, but they're not, they're just
different.
It's their own ones, but it just doesn't feels like they're copying Disney so much, but no, I love Universal.
And it was another unique thing as well, yeah, no, and we say this, we absolutely love Universal. It's an amazing theme park out there, and there's no doubt that it's amazing. We just have to be as honest as we can throughout these videos, and there's no doubt if it's your first time to Orlando, you've got to experience it. It's not cheap, but it's a world-class theme park with world-class rides and world-class memories that you can have. But we've made it up to Adam. How's your day over here at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure?
You know what, it's been so great to go to this park. Of course, 6 years of waiting again. And 6 years ago, I did nothing here. Like, I can remember it, but I did have absolutely nothing really. And getting back to this park, of course, getting on the iconic Jurassic Park Velocicoaster was amazing, and experiencing that Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motor Adventure, I need to say it one more time. But you know, that was amazing.
Yeah, you're good at the names.
But also as well, like, the importance of, well, I mean, I've got 200 coasters there, which is pretty cool. But the importance of getting on, of course, like, Incredible Hulk was amazing as well.
Yeah.
It's a coaster I've been wanting to for so long now, and to be ticked off my bucket list. I only got one ride in it, but I'm more than happy with that. You know,
here's the quick one as well, what I was saying earlier. Incredible Hulk, when I came, was the big ride. Incredible Hulk now, I'd say is in the top 3 rides over here. When we went over towards Disney World, the big ride when we went over towards Disney World was Dinosaur, and now Dinosaur's not even in the rankings. Yeah. That's the difference in here at Disney World. It's like Dinosaur were like, how 6 years ago that's like good, and then now it's like miles down compared to all rides. I mean, it would have been like 20, 25, 30 even, whereas here it's third, and that's the difference.
And even though it's amazing, the park does have its faults, and this is the one thing. I don't really know what it is about it. It just has faults, this park, and that's the one thing which really brings it down for me. And again, I just don't really know what it is, but there's something I just don't like about it. And apart from that though, like, if you take out like the little things, like the little details, I mean, really like merchandise, like smaller details. Like staff here are lovely. Like, they're like,
yeah, you can never doubt the staff. And I think to us it's the majority of American staff. I just very nice. Majority of American people actually, to be honest. If you met a guy on the ride, it's just like, and the chat to us, it's like, it's very different way back home. But
with the theming there, it is incredible. Honestly though, even though I say there are some faults, and I don't know what they are, so I don't know, but you know, even though there are some faults, I would definitely, of course, definitely visit down here to Universal's Islands Adventure, because it's a place that you don't want to miss when going down to Orlando, because it's an extremely popular park, and to say you've been back there again, it's pretty incredible. It's a great park.
And we'll definitely,
I'm sorry. I was also very lucky with the roads I got on roller coasters today. We got back row on Velocicoaster, first time. Back row on Hagrid's motorbike ride, first go. Back row on Hulk, first go.
You got a lot of back rows?
On the second time doing Hagrid's.
So have you even done the middle?
No, apart from Rip Ride.
That's it, we always do day. But yeah, now also quickly, while we're here, how's the other parks if anyone who's watching is wondering what's going to park?
It's
also the boats as well, goes to the hotels. Yep.
That's fine. It's good if you are in simulator rides and not stuff like that, because there's a lot of them there. I think the Harry Potter bit's better there.
Yeah, I do agree.
The problem with the castle here is that from a distance you're like, whoa, it looks huge. And close up you're like, oh, I can see how that's not life-size at all. I didn't expect it to be, but
yeah, I know. They've tried to better me for like perspective sort of thing, but they always work. But at the park, one park out of two.
Which
park? Yeah.
Oh, definitely at Islands Adventure. But that park, Rip Ride Rocket's very good.
Yeah, no, you really enjoy that one.
Yeah, it's one of my favourites.
I would always suggest as well, if you're coming down for 2 to 3 weeks, get a ticket like Jayden got. You can get them for not a bad price. It includes, I'd always say Disney personally, if you're mainly booked to do at Disney.
Can see it,
but you can see it, not as here as well, as we saw. But if you're going over towards Disney or whatever for 3 weeks, get a ticket like Jayden got. You can last for 2 weeks. You get access to both the parks, you get access to the water park, and you get access as well, of course, to Disney City. So
because you had like a week and like 2 days that we had over here in Florida, it just wasn't worth it for us, and that's why we did one part at a time.
Yeah.
But you know what? We'll hopefully be back very, very soon. Like, I mean,
and we keep hinting at something. It's in the plans. It's never.
We will be back.
It's not definitely going to happen, but it's in the plans. We're working stuff out as we speak right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're working more out tonight, and more course we get back from the trip and everything. But you know, it's been a very good indicator this trip. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, very good indicator. Very good ideas have been formed from this trip. Very well as well. So there you go. I think it's now time as we make our way down the CityWalk to end the vlog. But as I always say, everything we say in this video is opinion related. And that does not mean if you come here you have the same experience. We've absolutely loved this park today. There's so many great memories, but we are always honest and give our opinions throughout. But with all that said, that is it from me, Tom Derrick, Adam Derrick, Jayden Austin and our families. And we will see you for the next video. Goodbye.